all right though. They didn't want to go out nowhere.
True. That's true.
But me, hell no, I'm mad, yo. I'm like, y'all got to get over this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you sound like Jason, my bro. You sound like him. You sound like Jason. You sound like Sandra. I'm like that too now, man, because I've had my time too. I've had my time. My extended period of being at the house has been long overdue now. I was in my own space. I was in my own space before everybody else got here. So I was like, "Oh, welcome, motherfuckers."
Yeah, really. Like, this is how I've been doing this shit.
Oh shit, yeah. But even I was getting tired of it then. So this is like this extra.
No, it's a bit much, man. But I mean, I get it. They want people to be safe. They don't want a lot of people dying. But
no doubt,
I've kind of crossed the point now. I'm just like, you know, for the people that want to be out, if they get it and die, let them.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing, no law is going to say or tell these people that's going to make them, you know, be cautious or use common sense.
Right.
So we about to see what we be talking about historical shit when we talk about mass extinctions and shit.
Yeah.
You will see, you know what I'm saying? You see an extinction of part of the human population over coronavirus.
Yeah, that's real though.
I mean, straight up.
Yeah, it started.
And if it gets even worse, as far as economically, you know, you can really see you're gonna see some real long-term effects that, you know, we might not even see the end of until we die. But you know, this shit, it's just crazy as hell though. But
yeah,
all the conspiracy theories and all that shit, I think is probably the most entertaining thing about it, because I'd have seen so much off the wall stuff trying to proclaim this and proclaim that. This shit crazy. So
it is crazy.
That, you know, from 5G cell phone towers to Harvard creating shit in a lab and selling it to China, all that crap, man. And it's like, I was sitting there thinking, you know, I wonder if this is how humans was when like a comet hit somewhere like 2,000 years ago. Did they all just kind of sit around and try to figure out who to blame that shit on?
Oh, yeah, God.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You got my exact point.
Yeah.
They had to blame that shit on somebody. So now we still doing that. We still the same humans we always been. Going through cataclysms, blaming other shit.
Damn, that's a good point.
Yep.
That's a good point.
Everybody else to blame but yourself. So yeah.
True that. Damn, I guess that's it. That's the rest of the podcast right there.
Yeah, we're gonna get a new religion out of this one. So that's the rest of the podcast.
No, what you say? Religion? What's the new religion?
Yeah. Hell if I know. I'm gonna make up my own. Let's see who follow. This would be simple though.
Yeah, that's all we doing. That's all we doing already. Like, yeah, man, you know, with the now that you realize we're more and more closer to technology now, like we're even more engaged with it more now. So I think the process of us becoming cyborgs has already started.
Oh fuck yeah, yo. Remember we talked about that shit a while ago where Elon Musk was saying that you know, your cell phone is just the first part of it. It's just a part of it.
Yeah.
But we actually started this with Walkman, with headphones and tape decks, walking around with them. We started that process then. So now the smartphone has incorporated all those things in it that we were walking around in different pockets, and it's all in one thing. You just pick that up, your music, your calendar, your take notes in that joint, everything, your TV, all that shit in your pocket. So yeah, we connected like a motherfucker. So it's only a few steps away before people actually will say or find a benefit to, oh, let me put this computer chip in my arm. That'll make me even more connected. They're gonna want that shit.
All it's got to do is have that Apple on it.
Yep. People gonna want that shit, yo. I'm telling you. And it's crazy because
Bill Gates fighting to get it first though. He like, look, I want in on it first.
Man, Bill Gates already got that shit. You seen his house, yo. He just walked through the house waving his hand and shit and cut on and off. He already got it.
Mm-hmm.
He walked through his house and be like this, and the lights come on, do this, and TV come on, or point at the refrigerator and the light come on, shit like that.
Yeah.
He already got it. But he did it, for himself, because he owned the technology. But you imagine if somebody hack into somebody that got that shit?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you got, let's say your pacemaker is connected to that shit,
Okay.
and somebody beefing with you, and they just hack into your pacemaker and shut your heart off.
Yeah, it get like that. It's gonna be,
Yeah.
It's gonna be like that.
That's how it's gonna be. A motherfucker hack into your brain and make you see shit you don't see, shit like that. There'll be all types of weird shit, man.
Yeah, that's about another 20, 25 years.
We could see that shit before we go on. Don't worry.
I know.
25. Shit, it's 2020 now. I give it till 2025.
Oh, yeah?
Hell yeah. I give that shit 5 years.
Oh, the chips. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 5 years before people want the chips. They're going to want them.
Oh, those people already want them. People already want them. They just, it's not politically correct to come out and say, I want a chip. So this people already want one. Or like you said, already have one.
Yep. And they're going to act like, the chip, you scare people with vaccines and diseases, and they're going to say, oh, the chip will help regulate this and help boost your immune system and all this shit. You don't know how that shit going to work.
Yeah, Elon, he doing
them motherfuckers.
He doing.
Think about it this way, dog. You put you give them you remember maybe 5-10 years ago, they was doing all these fucking advertisements for people that had got hip replacements and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, if you got a hip replacement with this type of thing, call us because you can sue with this class action lawsuit, because they was putting metal inside people's bodies without actually confirming whether or not the steel actually interacted with the skin cells and the bones and all like that.
Right.
Same shit will happen with this. But so it's gonna be rocky at first. Always. I'm telling you, give it 5 years. Motherfuckers gonna be asking for that shit.
Yeah, especially when you can open up your garage. Like you say, it's like using the force. You just put your hand up.
Yeah, using the force. Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. People gonna have tattoos of their chip. They gonna interact with their chip.
Yep.
It's gonna be crazy.
Motherfuckers gonna have that barcode tatted on their back and shit like in Blade.
Yeah. Your cyborg gonna be able to interact with you effortlessly. Like, man, it's all good. If we live long enough, that's where it's going. Like you said.
Yeah, that's where it's going.
It's all about what will or won't hit this planet first. When that big old asteroid might just decide to come through. We always say that.
Yeah. Yeah, asteroid coming, but my theory right now is, before 2020 over with, the way shit going, we gonna get some real deal aliens before the year over with.
Okay.
I'm telling you, we get some real aliens. Like, we gonna see some shit that we ain't never seen before. Because 2020 is wild, yo.
2020 is wild.
We need some icing on the cake for this one. We need to see some shit. We ain't like some District 9 shit.
Right.
Like a big ass ship with a bunch of fucking intelligent roaches show up.
Hey, remember that crack in the Antarctica? We saw that long crack that was up there in Antarctica.
Yeah, that joint was like 60 miles long.
What if that's when Corona came out? Like that's when it came out. It was like, oh shit, we free.
Yeah, we free.
So
that shit was buried in the ice.
Yeah.
Well, either when they started digging holes up in Russia for oil and all them damn frozen permafrost spots and shit.
Yo, when you said you was talking about the Egyptian tombs that were open. That's another thing. That's like you opened up something that had a whole different atmosphere at one time. All kinds of shit. It was sealed. So you opened up something that had it was a whole nother universe of itself.
Yep. You talking about something like you said, 2,500 years, years old. That's been not only sealed, it's been hermetically sealed.
Yeah.
So nothing can get in it. You really have to break them joints to get them open. And yeah, that 2,000-year-old universe is alive inside that coffin. So when you open it, it should come out and it's in the air. Now, granted, I don't think, the mummies type situation for real, even though I joked about it. But it's something to be thought about, yo. We do a lot of fucking with old stuff.
We do.
And
we're curious, yo. Come on, man. We are.
Yeah. That's human nature. We curious as fuck. If it's not documented, we curious about it.
Mm-hmm.
But shit, if that's the case, nigga, did you realize you talking about shit coming back? After they did one of them, the fucking locust plague happened. Right, like a week after they opened the joint.
Yeah,
there was a locust plague in Eastern Africa, yo.
Right.
I was like, oh my God, the Bible was right.
Yo.
All these years, me trying to prove that bitch was wrong, it was right.
I know. Hey, man, all it takes is a couple of those instances, man, and people start like, damn, was I wrong? Yo, just like with Corona, people are like wondering, like, yo, am I being too paranoid? Am I being duped? Am I being this? Because don't nobody want to look stupid, man. But then you're like, but if I go out and party or try my chances and then get sick, damn, then what? I was a dummy. Yeah. And don't nobody want to admit that shit. I do. Nope. I admit that. Sometimes I have my moment where I'm like, man, this is too much. Even though it is a lot. It's a lot. They're putting a whole lot of misinformation out there. And that's coming from legit places. You think these places are legit, man. They coming out with all kinds of dumb shit. But then, you realize it is something that's happening because, I've known some people who lives have been affected by it. So
right.
It's like
yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy because, like, the way this disease attacks, apparently it hits in pockets. So, I can live, I don't know anybody really affected by the disease firsthand. But I know people that are. So, but nobody in my immediate circle is that I know of.
Me too. Yeah, not in my immediate circle.
But then you read about, whole communities have flared up, or you read about like a household with 8 people in it, and 7 of the 8 people is sick and stuff like that. So to me, that shows to me that it's real. The misinformation is part of what you were saying earlier, human curiosity. And unfortunately, that's just part of our curiosity. A lot of times we'll run with the fucking myth before we even search for the facts. And that's just a huge problem with being a human any fucking way. That's just part of our lower animalistic behavior.
True.
But it's nothing to do because you have, like, I've seen like just as many reports from doctors saying wear a face mask as I've seen to say that it's foolish to wear a face mask.
Right.
I've seen just as many reports of people talking about, that there's certain small things you can do so that way Corona, like wash your hands, wash your face, keep clean, take vitamin D, things like that. Which, for real, you should be doing anyway because they stop all types of viruses. But then it's gotten to the point where, some of them say, oh, it don't even matter what you do because the shit is just in the air now.
Right.
So it's so much back and forth. The information is misleading. But the most sound evidence is keep your fucking self clean. Like, that's it. Wash your hands, wash your ass, brush your teeth, and do it frequently. I mean, shit, after the shit came out last week, the Listerine stops the virus on contact because it breaks down the amino acid fat that's a binder to cells.
Right.
I'm just like, all right, so here we go. We back to the same thing again. Motherfuckers need to wash their hands, wash their ass, and brush their teeth.
Man, and I blame men mostly because there's a lot of dirty dudes out there, man.
Yeah.
I know myself. I've seen it in the workplaces. I mean, straight blue, your blue, white collar areas. I've known people who the go in that bathroom and don't wash their hands. They just walk right out.
Yes, sir.
And then I hear
Yes,
it's
sir.
women too. Like I've heard
Yes, sir.
do it. So
dog, I'm gonna tell you like this. When I worked maintenance for what the fuck was the name of that damn store? It moved Belks. Before Belks moved out of Richmond, I worked in the maintenance department. Now this, I'm showing my age now. This is a while ago. Fucking dog. The women's bathroom was the worst shit ever. I'm serious. Like motherfuckers can say what they want to say about dude. Women's bathrooms are the worst. Like flat out, hands down. It's like women just go in that joint sometime and don't even care where nothing ends up at, and just turn their ass one way and face the other and just let it all blow. Like it's amazing.
I know, yeah. All you gotta do, man, go to a club one night and you be like, yo, man. Normally ain't no women, like you go to a unisex joint and you see it. Cause I've been to, hey, remember that club? I don't know, you went with us in Philly, Palmer's? Here's a guy.
Yeah.
Man, they had a unisex bathroom. And I know that
I know what you're talking about, because that's the joint when Gene went in there and lost his fucking mind because girls came in the bathroom. I remember, yeah.
Exactly. And I seen it there firsthand with girls. I'm like, Jesus. It's crazy.
But yeah, so, you know, our habits as humans have a lot to do with all this shit. You know, just not protecting yourself. And this one is the easiest way to protect yourself. Soap and water.
That is people don't wash well.
Nah, yo, like I actually, like you talking about dudes going to the bathroom and use it and don't wash their hands. Like if I'm sitting in there long enough, or if I'm in there long enough to look, I'll look at people's shoes, like while I'm on the toilet, or if I'm washing my hands, just to see if I see that person later, so I know not to shake their hand. It was a dude that used to work at my old job that used to make salsa for people as a gift for like Christmas or your birthday. I ain't never hear this dude wash his hands after using the fucking bathroom. And I worked with that guy for 2 years. And we were the only 2 people in that one department. And that dude, I shit you not, in 2 years, I never heard that dude go in the bathroom, take a shit or piss, and wash his hands before he walked out. Every time he give me salsa, when I leave out the joint, I threw that shit in the trash, yo.
Hell yeah. I'm
not eating that. I don't know what you doing. You playing with yourself while you at home and making the goddamn food. Nah.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Yeah,
people like that around potlucks and shit.
Yeah, nope. No potlucks. No potlucks. I would love the women that worked on my job that were about telling people who don't eat shit from. Like, don't eat that. Tell me, don't eat that, Steve. They're like, yo, so-and-so made something, don't eat it. And I'm like,
yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, these young kids don't know about that, yo. They be ready. They be like,
oh, they be ready, man. And they coughing all over the fucking place. Young kids.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, one thing about who I was talking to my fam, and we got to talking about, the economical impact this is, and the packages that are going out, like non-employment and stuff, and how these young kids are really like not striving to work. What's going on. So I told them, you have to understand that these kids were the same kids that were disgusted and upset that they were not getting any jobs, no real money in their pocket. Now they're getting an additional $600 on whatever else they were getting. They're actually making more money now than they were making. And that's crazy, because now the incentive is to be like, hey, why not? I got money in my pocket, and now they can do the dumb shit they was gonna do anyway. And they're not working. So I was like,
yeah, I mean, it's gonna be weird. I mean, but you talking about just for work, it's gonna be the same way with school though, with some kids.
Yeah. No kids gonna be like, school.
Yeah, because I mean, like, to encourage, like, all right, so what Henrico did is they said that basically, if your kid was passing, they're going to pass before this closed. They're going to pass anyway. But they put their homework and stuff that they were missing into the system and said, hey, if you want to bring your grade up, do this.
Right.
So that was an incentive for, apparently a bunch of kids did do that. But now going into the next segment where that's over with, now I'm trying to encourage my daughter to keep doing work so that way she will get credit so she don't be still doing the same thing next year. And her whole thing is just like, they ain't grading us on it. I'm gonna pass anyway. What difference do it make? And I'm like,
Right.
because you're gonna pass, but then you gonna go back doing 8th grade shit. If you finish this, then you won't go back doing 8th grade shit. You will keep on going. So trying to encourage her with that is the only thing I got, because you ain't gonna see it on paper. You know?
Right.
So, you know, and then like
That's
teachers, I know their motivation is now like, all right, well, what the fuck is up for next year? Because there's so much shit in the air and so it's a lot of different variables, man, like with the kids, because let's be honest, the teachers had that damn near just as much influence in a kid's life as a parent, because they're at school all day. And a lot of times they're in school more than they're at home or around their parents.
Right.
So the teachers have a hell of a lot of influence. If they miss a teacher, if they really love the particular teacher, if a teacher really reached out to them and they're not getting that attention now, and that's on both sides of it. But as far as the kids go, if they're not really getting that attention, then you know, they gonna fall by the wayside easily because their parents and nobody will pay attention to them.
This is true.
You know, and so many cases where the teacher was the one that kept them in line, or school was kept them focused. Now it's just like, fuck it. I see kids walking around outside all day now with nothing to fucking do. 2 of my neighbors were talking about their cars were broken into and ransacked. Nobody took nothing, but shit just tore up in the car. And I'm like, yeah, that's little kids.
Yeah.
That's a group of little 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds that snuck out in the middle of the night, and they looking for money or some cigarettes, something little small shit. They realize they can't take nothing big because they know all computers and phones are connected. So they ain't gonna do that, but they just looking for small shit they can get away with.
That is it. That is definitely it. Yeah,
because they bored.
That's happened to one of my cars back in the day. And I was tripping. I was like, man, I didn't think this would happen. Next time I'd be like, I ain't like I live somewhere all exclusive, but I just was surprised. I was like, oh shit, I'm way out here. But it's bored kids. It's always bored kids. Always.
But yeah, this shit, it's wild, yo. But it's gonna be a lot of different things that come about it. Like, one thing I'm looking forward to, though, for real, the main thing I'm looking forward to is the laws that are going to change. Because, like, with Virginia specifically, one thing the lawmakers realized was that all these dumbass fucking laws has just been sitting on the books for years, since the 1920s and 10s. That shit's so obsolete, it's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
We should have been selling alcohol with to-go orders. We should have been allowing people to purchase goddamn beer and liquor straight from distilleries. We should have been allowing restaurants to dictate how they, you know, how they set their sales up and shit.
Right.
Like, Virginia's been in control of that for that ABC monopoly for a long time. And it's fucked up. But now I'm hoping they realize, oh, we can be dead with this shit.
That's a good point.
That's what I'm hoping, especially from that aspect, working in the restaurant and service industry.
Right,
like,
I was about to say that, yeah.
You know, working in that industry, which is hurting right now. I mean, my spot is lucky because we do have a following and people are still ordering the go stuff. But nah, man, for the most part, you know, 90% of the people have been laid off or fired, or the restaurant shut down, or they working for vast minimals over what they were doing. You know, these people might have been making $300-400 a night in tips. Now they making goddamn $25-30 a night. So a lot of shit like that. So Virginia, you know, I can't speak for every state, but Virginia specifically is going to really have to do some soul searching when it comes to these dumbass laws for the service industry. This 45 to 55% food ratio shit that they finally suspended because it doesn't make sense anyway. Like I said, the distilleries, the breweries, not being able to ship directly to customers, people not being able to buy a beer somewhere and go outside with it. You order food, but you can't order a drink with it and all that. Yeah, you know, we can do all that now. And they're not taking calculations of that 45, 55% anymore because of it. So it's like, all right, can y'all go ahead and just eliminate this shit?
What you think? So you're thinking that it's a possibility they do it?
I think so, because they're going to have another General Assembly session when this is over with. That's a guarantee.
Right.
There's no way in hell they're not going to have a General Assembly session when this is over with, because the state is so divided in regards to how to handle this situation. And when you look at the statistics, it's easy to see why it's so divided. The main reason it's so divided is because the virus is really only affecting, like I said previously, pockets. So Northern Virginia is being ravaged by it. Richmond, somewhat. The Hampton Roads area, those are our three biggest metropolitan areas. So then you go to the west, you got Roanoke and the Virginia Tech area and Harrisonburg, JMU up in that area. So those are the centers in that places. The strange thing that I'm seeing about it when I'm looking at the statistics is that in the western part of the state, those metropolitan areas aren't really being hit that hard with it, but they got individual counties that are.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be like, I'm just paraphrasing. I might not be saying the right counties right now, but it might be like Boutetourt County will have 300 cases. Albemarle County will have 5.
Right.
Charlottesville will have 400 cases, and Culpeper will have 2. So, all these places are right beside each other. So the discrepancies are big in those aspects. But rural areas shouldn't be as affected by it anyway. But
yeah,
the
and
fact
that comes from people that travel, man, to those places.
Yeah,
truck
that's what it is.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, truck drivers, people that travel for business and stuff like. Because a lot of high-end executive people live in rural areas to get out of the city, and they want to get the most for their money for land and house purposes. And then straight up, I mean, every truck driver I know, for the most part, I can't think of none of them that was raised in a city.
Exactly.
So yeah, rural areas, people travel to work.
Right.
And that it's just gonna be a lot of effects in regards to that. But not to switch subjects, but it just made me think of something though. But like, have you noticed that like there are no reports about about how the homeless people are being affected by this?
That is true. I have not.
And I'm kind of wondering, like, not to say that being homeless makes you immune to it, I guess.
Right.
But is it the fact that the homeless pretty much stay away from normal populations, that this shit ain't affecting them? That they kind of stay to themselves? That this shit ain't really affecting them? Same thing like
their behavior. Yeah, they're pretty much outcasts, and they're not in the general population. Yeah,
Right. So it's like, is this a situation where, if you're not really part of the general population anyway, it won't really affect you? Like, not to be funny, but like Amish people or the strict Presbyterians and Jehovah's Witnesses and things like that, where they pocket themselves. Are those people affected by this shit? Like, so we don't know nothing.
Right.
This is just one of these great unknowns. Unfortunately, we get sick from this one. So yeah.
Yeah, this one crazy, man. And then you got the administration that everybody tripping right now with the politics. It's just crazy right now.
Yeah, the politics side, like I don't even want to get into that because fuck the politics. We all know. If you're a thinking person, you already know that the political side has failed us tremendously. And you ain't got to think that far into it. If you think they helped it, if you think that they help in some way, form, or fashion, then you just dick riding at this point. That's all that is.
That's it.
Because even like if they do another fucking $3 trillion thing and everybody gets $1,200 again and all that shit, all right, that's fine. Everybody get $1,200 again for 1 month. You done already skipped a month, so people are behind on their rent for 1 month already. So that $1,200 will turn around and go back to getting bills paid that they didn't pay for the last $1,200. It's bullshit, yo. It's all bullshit. Our leaders have failed us tremendously on both sides. Democrat, Republican.
Yeah.
All of them trash, yo. All of them. Every fucking one of them.
Every one of them. And I'm like, man, only a person that's real about it will say, admit it. Like, admit it. And it's like, if you still are, and there's no, I don't have nothing personal against nobody. They feel the way they feel, just like I do. But like we talk so much about these topics and the things for years. It ain't like this is something we just talk about, whatever. We've always talked about this. And I didn't know how this was going to turn out. I didn't know that Trump was going to be the president one day. But I told people after Barack, I was like, oh, it's going to be on now. Because if Barack can get in there, it's on. You know, Here we go. Here we go. It's like, what more on can you be than having Trump? Or, you know, a guy that has just been an entertainer, a billionaire entertainer all his life. That's it.
Right.
And now, you know, and it speaks to just the popularity contest of this whole thing. 2 candidates get selected that you just have to say, oh, I have to go with this one because the other one just despises me so much. I just despise him so much. I mean, and then it's like, okay, but what about the other person? And like you said, I ain't getting too deep in it either, but it's just been very bad. It's like this has been like the WWE, man. It's like they bring in Barack out like he Dwayne Johnson. Like he coming out there and he talking shit and
yeah, he coming out swinging at the commencement joint, talking about our leadership. Yeah,
fucking rock bottoming motherfuckers in the ring. Like that's what The Rock did. He just ran in, right? And here you got Trump and all the other goons around him. And then Rock quit at them and just
knock them out. Knock all of them out.
And everybody just cheering like, yay! Man, get out of
here. Yeah, you're right though. That's how this shit look. This shit look like a setup.
It looked like a setup.
This shit look like a fucking setup, yo. Like all of it. All of it looked like a fucking setup to me. It's just like, all right. You know, the only choice we got to run with is Joe Biden and Donald fucking Trump. Nigga, what? Really? Joe Biden, when he tried to run for president the first 2 times, he ain't make it past the goddamn initial state primaries. Now, all of a sudden, because he was vice president with Obama, because people don't remember nothing, man. Human memory selection is terrible. You know what everybody that's hype about Biden is doing? They remembering all them damn memes people used to make with Joe Biden and Barack Obama in it, telling jokes to each other. That's what the fuck they remembering. They ain't remembering the fact that Joe Biden ain't do a motherfucking thing with so goddamn other the whole fucking 8 years that Obama was in office, but be a figurehead for the UN. And then Obama would have to go to the UN himself because Biden would fuck up.
Because he couldn't, he's not healthy, man. The man is not there. He's not coherent.
Nope, not at all, yo. He is like, if he don't have Alzheimer's now, he damn sure will by the time he get out of office if he win.
I know. I just don't even talk about it no damn more.
I'm like, what is it with y'all? Y'all gotta get some old white dudes, man. Y'all don't want to go old and white. At least get an old white women. They tend to hold up better. Shit.
Yeah, Hillary had a couple of slips and shit. You know what? That was because her ass wasn't getting no sleep. She wasn't sleeping, and her health was failing. An old person gotta get their sleep, yo, and she wasn't getting.
Oh, dog, you could tell Hillary was sleep deprived as a motherfucker. Her eyes was goddamn just as dark. Yeah, she was sleep deprived as shit.
And everybody wondered why she was passing out. That's why she was passing out. She was tired.
Yeah, she was goddamn. I mean, I won't about voting for her, but I will say she worked her ass off to try to get that shit to happen. But
no, yeah, I give you that.
No, I would, but she did work her ass off and try. But
what happened, man? Yeah, we all know why.
And we all know what happened. They said that the powers that be said, nope, we don't want a woman.
Pretty much.
So, no, we don't want a woman. We don't give a fuck we don't care that she had 3 million more popular votes. We don't care that Donald Trump talks shit about every fucking body that want a white man on his whole damn time, on his rise to presidency. We don't care about it. We just don't want a woman to do it.
We don't want a woman to do it.
That was the whole fucking thing. We don't want a woman to do it. Which is the most fucked up shit in the goddamn world. I mean, granted, yeah, it's Hillary, but I'm sorry. I'd take Hillary. We wouldn't be in this shit right now if Hillary Clinton was president. I know that goddamn much.
I agree. Because she would have never hesitated on some of the shit, man.
That shit, travel from fucking Asia would have been on stop.
Yeah.
Goddamn, the telling manufacturers to produce PPE and all that shit would have happened in fucking January. They didn't want to wait till fucking April after 70,000 people done died.
Hillary ain't afraid. Hillary ain't afraid to say hell no.
Right. And another thing about it, she wouldn't have done. She wouldn't have thrown away the plan that was in place from the previous administration.
That too. That part.
Really, the previous two administrations. Me and you talked about this before. George Bush, like his defining shit, like other than fucking up the goddamn economy, was the fact that what he did great was viral stuff, like to stop the spread of viruses.
Well, I think they did bring that up once, right? Didn't they bring them out on some?
Some people have brought it up. I know I talk about it when I talk about Bush all the time, because I'm like, nah, yo, like y'all don't understand how close y'all were to having a cholera epidemic, how close you were to having a real Ebola epidemic, how close you were, you know, how HIV and AIDS and all that shit has been rendered basically at a stopping point because of what Bush was doing. Yeah, he was fucking up in military areas and stuff. Yeah, he wasn't a military guy. He shouldn't have been doing that shit. But that was all Dick Cheney once it all came to light with everybody. Yeah, Dick Cheney.
You seen the movie? You seen that movie?
Bruh, I watched that shit like 3 times. Because I was taking cliff notes off the shit to see if it was real.
I bet you.
I ain't joking, yo. I was writing shit down to see if it was real, and then we'll go back and look that shit up and be like, you got to be fucking kidding me. This shit really fucking happened.
I gotta do that. I gotta do that. I ain't even do that, but yeah, man.
Dude, like, you know how I am. I'm like, fuck that. I want the truth. But yeah, man. Like, you know, Bush had a plan in place for all types of shit in regards to motherfucking viruses, plagues, and stuff like that. And Obama built on it. And he strengthened one side of it, but the other side he weakened it. But as I looked through it and realized, I guess he didn't need to keep that much money going to it because people stopped catching the viruses. So if people ain't catching dengue fever and cholera and all these things because you took the steps in the first place to stop it from being spread, then yeah, you put less and less money into it as time goes along. But yeah, man, like we fucked up. And then, like, you know, we were cool with Cuba. We were cool with other little communist nations and stuff like that. Not communist, but socialist nations. And a socialist nation is going to have a very strong medical program just due to the fact that they can't afford to keep people on medicine for their whole life like you do in America. They want to cure the shit and be done with it. If we could spend 10 grand one time and be done with it, it's over with.
It's over with.
But, you know, nah, Trump ended all that shit. We can't get shit. Then he fucked up and tried to buy some shit from Germany before it was tested and all that. Like, our administration is just dumb as fuck.
Yeah, it's not doing well. Anybody that, you know, feels otherwise, then you have your reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't talk to them about it no more.
Yeah.
They just gonna be that way.
Yeah, you have your reasons. And it's just like that. Bro, my time running short. But bro, I said, man, I gotta talk to my boy because we hadn't done this in a minute. And this lightweight. This lightweight.
Yeah.
We gotta
do light shit.
Yeah, this light shit. I was like, we gotta do one of the jokes like later on at night. I would have did it on Saturday night. I would have did it Saturday, but not this Saturday, man. Sandra just, you know, she's resting. She had an operation earlier this week, so she rested.
Gotcha. Oh, I'm gonna tell you, I seen Scott, right before we closed the restaurant.
Yo, I shot out. I sent him a text, and he was like, "They're doing all right." Yeah, man.
Yeah, Scott. He came in the joint. He came in there and got a few recommendations. Kind of threw me off because the chick he was with, he was with somebody else, and I was like, "The hell? Like, this ain't the same." Like, all right, whatever. Because I ain't recognize who the fuck he was at first. I ain't realize who he was. Yeah, he had his hair all done up and shit. You know, Scott usually come around with a t-shirt and jeans on, and that's it. You know, he was kind of spiffy that night, you know. I didn't recognize who he was. I thought he was actually one of our older bartenders that used to look, he favors.
Right.
Jeremy used to dress up a lot. So I actually thought it was him for a second. And I was like, that ain't Jeremy's wife. Who the fuck? And he was like, Floyd. And I stood there and looked for a second, and I was like, it's Scott. That's fucking Scott. What the hell?
That's hilarious. Good.
That's the show we need to get. We need to get me and him back on this joint again and talk about this shit.
Yeah.
Because I know his ass. He got an angle.
He does have an angle. Yeah, he does. I give him that. He may be on that path too. I kind of be messing with him, but I said, dude, this shit's so engulfed in your family. I learned a lot being around Scott when it came to that, because his family has been so involved with the Dem party. And it's like, you know, it's a good way. Like you say, he got an angle. And I find it interesting, just like yourself, man. So, you know, that's why I love having you on. And, you know, just talking to you. And we haven't talked in a fucking minute anyway.
Right.
We ain't talking in a minute. So I said, why not record it, yo? I've been fucking doing a little, I know you've seen it. I'm not a DJ thing. So I just do that, and playing music and talking with shit like that. So I'm trying to get that to a point where I can have guests. But when I use Zoom, the shit don't go well. So the sound is so loud, and I was like, nah, I don't want to use it like that. So I'll figure out something.
You seen everybody that do Instagram, the Instagram DJ and trying to use Zoom. That shit sound terrible, yo.
I know, right? So Zoom, you gotta get on that, because that's the only reason why I got a month subscription. I gotta get better with that.
Okay. Gotcha.
But yo, man, I appreciate you, dude. Dude, you need to start posting. Well, I want to get people to start posting stuff like, you know, on one of my pages again, because there's so much information out there that people don't really get. And I know you go all over the place with it, man. And I know you understand crowds, so we'll talk, because I need that information again. I was telling one of my other friends, man, I was like, yeah, I need to get in touch with my boy so we could do a show and talk about some stuff, because politics ain't in the house, don't go well. So I don't talk about it much. And then the shit we get into, like when I saw Elon Musk recently, I was like, oh, I gotta talk to Floyd.
Oh yeah, yo, I was kind of tripping off of him. He was like, fuck California, I'm opening my shit back up. Like, my plant's been sterilized. I don't care. Like, I'm sick of y'all.
And they said, okay, Elon. Because they know if he pull his shit, they gonna be like, oh, fuck, we lost.
Dog, I'm waiting for him to just be like, yo, I'm taking my whole manufacturing shit to an island of my own and build my shit there. Fuck you, fuck Africa, fuck the European Union, fuck all y'all.
Right. Yo, I heard.
Whoever want to come with me.
It was somebody, it was a couple of people from Texas campaigning, like, you know, some of their people. I know Texas wants Tesla there. Are you kidding me? They be like, yeah, you ain't got no taxes. You ain't got none of that shit, man. Come on through. He's like,
oh, yeah.
So I can see that.
Motherfucker have a whole goddamn wide open section of a desert for itself just to build Teslas.
And he'd be right there near Nassau and shit in Texas.
Oh, God.
You talking about fucking with them?
Stop him from coming there. They would be like, nah.
All right, yo, I appreciate
we don't want this competition. Yeah, babe. I'll holler back at you.
Yeah, man, how the fam doing?
They doing good, man. Everybody's doing great, yo. Everybody's doing fantastic. So.
Same here, yo. Same here. You know.
That's good.
Like I said, Sandra resting and shit. And that's about it. So everybody good, yo. You know.
Word.
It's life right now.